1.6 billion out of the 2.8 billion CFA francs earmarked by the Buea Council have been realized. This was the outcome of the Buea Council budget orientation debate presided over by the Mayor David Mafani Namange. Plus, Cameroon's Indomitable Lions head coach Rigobert Song presents a 24-man squad of players to play for the national team to the build-up of the 2026 World Cup qualification games. He presents his technicalities in a press conference as we bring to you details on that information. Those were our major stories. Good evening to everyone. You are welcome to High Prime of Wednesday, the 8th of November 2023. I am Eternal Larry Kevin Tabot. We start with this story from Kumba. CPDM militants and sympathizers of the ruling political party in Meme division came out at mass for the celebration of the 41st anniversary that took place in that part of the southwest region. They took their festivities to public hospitals where they paid the hospital bills of some patients, as Alice Leke tells us more.
The CPDM elites of Meme Division have joined their counterparts all over the national territory to celebrate President Paul Biya's 41 years accession to power as party chair and head of state. It took a humanitarian approach this year for the CPDM party of Meme 1A section in Kumba. The CPDM member of parliament, Honorable Tabot Lawson, and other top CPDM elites of the division visited the Kumba Regional Hospital Annex and handed over some basic materials and cash to women at the maternity and other wards of the hospital, and some persons received about 25,000 francs cash to help meet up with their hospital bills. Honorable Tabot Lawson exhibited special joy on women who gave birth on this day, November 6. The director of the Kumba Regional Hospital Annex, Dr. Enongene Paul, appreciated the gesture. Their next stop was at the Kumba Central Prison to show solidarity to the inmates.
To visit the hospital and the prisons to share with our brothers and sisters. As you listen to the motion read by the senator, we have made our declarations there. But why our presence here at the prisons is to show our humanitarian aspect.
The section motion of support was presented by Senator Ute Andrew Mofa, giving President Paul Biya their support for the party's #1 choice for the upcoming presidential election.
Allegiance to the institution that you incarnate. We unanimously renew our fervent and constant support to you and your venerable President of the Republic and Chairman of our great party, the CPDM, in your vision of making Cameroon a stable and prosperous and emerging nation by 2035. We pray the Almighty God to shower abundant blessing to you upon your family so that you may continue to preserve peace and stability in our beloved and beautiful country called Cameroon. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
All is well that ends well. The next rendezvous is now for November 6, 2024.
We talk something now from the southwest region still. The Buea Council budget orientation debate has taken place at the deliberative chambers of the Buea Council. The exercise that was carried out yesterday saw the different councillors of the Buea Council will be debated on the various key projects that needs to be visible to the ground as they presented the various roadmap, as Alice Leke tells us more once again.
The management of the Buea Council is meeting face-to-face with stakeholders in Buea municipality this Tuesday, November 7 for the budget orientation debate. This is to enable participants exchange constructive ideas that will aid in the drafting of the earmarked 2024 budget for the Buea Council.
Now, the importance of this budget orientation meeting to the municipality.
It is quite important. You yourself saw that what we have brought on the table as in the executive arm of the council, all that came in with what they thought could be done to ameliorate it for the budget of 2024, and we are humble enough because we cannot claim complete knowledge of what should be done to integrate them, but we are going to work on that according to the means available.
The Buea Council looking at a budget of 2.8 billion, though haven't realized the full amount, but has gone far despite the socio-political nature of the municipality.
Included in the session today, what is the economic situation of the council?
Thank you for the opportunity given me to explain this. as you heard from the session, the economic situation is not at its best, but it's not at the worst. Because as we stand by the end of July, of a budget of 2.8 billion, we have already realized approximately 1.6 billion. Close to 1.7 billion, and we hope to get to 2 billion. But this is accounted for by the socio-political crisis, particularly that as the main reason for the difficulty, because there are areas where we are handicapped to recover local taxes from because of that. But equally urban disorder, and if we all come hands on deck, we are going to be able to raise the much needed resources which will permit us to realize the governmental projects and manage the town.
However, some resolutions were arrived at after a careful presentation of past projects.
What are some of the resolutions that have been taken today at the end of the session?
One is that we are going to fast forward the putting in place of community development and community pathology committees that will take care of the quarters and villages, so that henceforth, if there is a project, they will not just start by identifying what is their priority project, but they will go ahead to follow up the execution and management of such projects.
The second edition of the budget orientation debate for Buea Council was a success, as different key stakeholders contributed on means to bring development in the municipality.
Fascinating reporting there done for us by Princess Alice Leke Ikomi. We'll move over to something else, where over 37 staff of the Buea Central Prison has received their epaulettes for hard work, assiduity, and consciousness when it comes to the execution of their functions. This was during an epaulette award ceremony that took place at the Buea Central Prison premises, as Claudine Tamfu attended that ceremony and now brings back this report.
The award of epaulette ceremony to some 37 penitentiary staffs of the Buea Central Prison for their hard work, assiduity, and persistence in the execution of their functions.
Yes, the laureates have done a good presentation, and we are happy with what we have seen. They have been promoted to new ranks. And this simply means that they have higher responsibilities. Those who have been promoted to major chief warders and wardresses, they will be called upon to be more responsible, more disciplined, because they have to supervise more staff, and being the ones who would coordinate on the ground, since they are in charge of specialized tasks. The penitentiary policy, as far as work directly with prisoners is concerned, they are called upon to be more professional, especially as the new context demands that the respect of prisoners' rights should be taken seriously. So I think they should come to terms with their new responsibilities and know that more will be expected of them, because to whom much is given, much is expected. For the major prison warders, they are in charge of routine tasks, guard and escort and other security aspects. I know they will be up to the task. They just need to continue being disciplined, being assiduous, to continue to merit the confidence of the state, so that they can have more promotions in the future.
The 37 laureates from 4 different badges of the National School of Penitentiary Administration (ENAP) Buea saw the class of 1997, 2000, 2004 and 2017 as 26 major chief prison wardens and wardresses and 11 major senior wardens and wardresses respectively.
For this new phase that we have taken today, we are very happy. We are thanking the hierarchy, we are thanking the gods that make us so happy today. We are thanking everyone that leave what he was having to come and be with us today. So the only thing that I can say is that the new promoted people are very happy, and we are only thanking the hierarchy.
Some of the happy recipients of the epaulette expressed their degree of satisfaction as they promised to work harder.
This implies a lot of confidence that administration has in me for my services. I think this is a wonderful reward to me, because I need to more work so that I can continue running the state of administration. I intend to it by doing all the assignments that administration will be giving me and ensuring that professional consciousness is the right word.
We are happy and we wish. I'll start by thanking the Minister of Justice, Minister of State, Keeper of the Seal for this great opportunity he has given us to be counted amongst the promotees of this year in the Council Penitentiary Administration. We say we are so grateful. And I equally want to seize this opportunity to thank our bosses for unmerited favors, because there are times they give us some notes that really permit us, because nobody is perfect. All of us is fighting. We equally want to reassure the state that we are grateful for the minister promoting us, and we are promising that we will continue to keep the respect of the court, because with the military, the base of discipline is just all respect, submission, and you execute whatever tax is given to you, carry on that tax without hesitation. So we are very, very ready, because we know he who much administration be respected.
The colorful ceremony that saw a remarkable march past and other activities of the day. With these, the different observers were quite impressed with the outcome.
Onto our south page, the death has been announced of the late CPDM senator from Akwaya subdivision in Manyu division of the Southwest region. The late Chief Dr. Anja Simon died yesterday in a Turkish hospital where he was receiving medical attention in the said Turkish health facility. The traditional ruler of Batoka village in Akwaya subdivision has been described by friends, colleagues and party members as a jovial and easygoing force majeure of the CPDM political party. Many rushed to his Simbok residence home in Yaoundé to condole with his family and friends. Sad one indeed. You are watching High Prime and we are coming to you live from our main studio here in High Television. On to other news now. Members of the Manyu Dynamic Club MDC have launched their scholarship scheme in the town of Buea, where they are currently sponsoring some 5 students of higher education across the country. The scholarship scheme that will last for a period of 3 years is one that is earmarked to encourage the Manyu children to study harder in their bookwork, as our reporter has more.
The Manyu Dynamic Club MDC is once again marching words with action after her last Excellence Award ceremony in Yaoundé last September of this year on the full-term university scholarship for a duration of 3 years to less opportune students of the SETS division.
Prioritize the sponsorship of underprivileged children who are promising but lack sponsorship, so that we can be able to make sure that as we move forward, there is a group of students who might in future come to replace us in this same initiative.
It's on this premise that a delegation of the SET Association from Yaoundé is in Buea to deliver on the SET scholarship package to these 5 students who are studying in professional-oriented domains of higher education in the country.
It's a groundbreaking one. Alongside our partners, we decided to move a step forward, not just give scholarship to children, excellence awards and let them go. This time around, we want to follow up the students in their higher education, particularly in professional training, from beginning to at least the first degree or an HND, so that we can be able to see what we have been doing in the past. So it is tracking that we are doing at this time.
The beneficiary is quite satisfied with the complete school package for their academic strides, promise to improve on their grades as they appreciate MDC.
I would like to thank the fathers and mothers of Manyu Dynamic Club who, in their power, organized to offer this Manyu Dynamic Club Awards to the Manyu children of the Southwest region.
A daughter from Manyu. I'm a student of Rafa Higher Institute of studying midwifery. also to use this privilege to thank the Manu Dynamic Club for offering a scholarship. I'm very grateful and I promise to give them the best return.
Aside from the academic promotion, the Manu Dynamic Club has been quite visible in the different developmental strides engagement across the 4 subdivisions that constitute Manu Division.
I've been doing a lot for Manu in assisting in various domains, education, the medical area. Principal projects that have carried out the give books to the acquired subdivision and didactic material. In the Upper Bayan area, we get sports equipment, laboratory equipment. In the Umoja, we give medical equipment to the general hospital there. And the Mamfe Central, we gave a lot of books to the council, and we trained some people in the council so that can manage that also the project.
As the Yaoundé delegation leaves Buea, the beneficiaries were charged not to relent on their efforts in their book work.
Cameroonians and the world at large are condemning Monday's carnage in Egbeko village in Manu Division of the Southwest region, where yet to be identified gunmen opened fire at close range on unarmed civilians who were in their sleep in their various homes, as these armed gangsters raped some little girls and shot them at close range. As for now, more than 25 bodies have been deposited at the Mamfe District Hospital mortuary, as Claudine Tamfu has more.
The people of Egbeko village in Mamfe are in total distress following the carnage that took place in this part of Manu Division last Monday, 6 November 2023, as more than 20 persons, predominantly women and children, were raped, butchered and burned by unidentified gunmen. The sad incident that occurred in the early morning hours was one that led to the rushing of many to the scene, as one of the inhabitants called for vigilance from all.
We call upon the population to remain calm, and we want to give them assurance that the forces of law and order are in the field to calm the situation, and batissage will still continue so that those terrorists who have perpetrated this barbaric act should be arrested and prosecuted.
The macabre incident that has led many in the country and beyond condemning such high level of wickedness from the non-state actors who are now oppressing and killing those who they claim to be fighting for.
This is a situation which we don't know how to explain. How can people unleash the sort of wickedness, savagery on their own people? On their own people. They attack people in their beds, throw in fire bombs. Anybody coming out is either shot directly or wounded with a machete. This is the sort of thing we don't know what their games are. What do they hope to attain? We don't know.
The question begging for answers is when the liberator turns out to be the oppressor, a fight imaginary republic that exists only in their minds.
I call on my population to stay on the alert as the Ambazonian terrorists are targeting the population. I call on them to collaborate with the forces of law and order and give information, as Cameroon remains one and indivisible.
That said, there is no hope, as the corpses of the different victims were deposited at the Mamfe District Hospital mortuary. The SDO for Manu, Vian Mekale, calls for vigilance and total collaboration with the forces of defense, as security has been beefed up in the entire Manu.
And may their souls rest in the perfect peace. We take you to sports now. The indomitable Lions of Cameroon has presented their 2026 World Cup qualifiers list. This was during a press conference that held in Yaoundé, as the head coach Rigobert Song presented this to the public last Tuesday, 7th November 2023, as Sonita Ngonyu completes the story for us.
As the World Cup preparation continues, the list of players for the Lions Den have been made public by Coach Rigobert Song yesterday, November 7, 2023 at the Fecafoot head office during a press conference. The list of players that are going to play Mauritius and Libya on the 17th and 21st of November 2023 respectively for a friendly have been accepted with mixed feelings.
I think Coach Rigobert Song has a very good list at his disposal. He has made notable callings, I should say. One aspect I would like to acknowledge from his list is the fact that he's bringing in a lot of substitutes for players who have been having as permanent players for quite a long time. Now, if you can look at the position, the left back position, which has always been occupied by a player like Ndolo, you see that we now have someone who can be able to fit into the left back position. You can look at the right back position. Ever since Quite Collins was not able to be called into the Lions Den. We have been trying a lot of things. The last time we had to try Jean-Charles Castelletto, it didn't work out so well. This time around, we can see other players, other natural right backs. But we really have Tom Jerome Bekele who can be able to step into such a position. Well,
Squad Up is centered on so many aspects, so many questions to ask. In notion of the absence of big names like Pierre Koundé Malong, Martin Honga, but of which impact is the presence of Benjamin Elliott going to serve to the team? These are premature questions Cameroonians are asking themselves. I think Song is still in the phase of a build-up from all expectations. That is what was told during the just finished press conference in which he was able to unveil his list.
To others, the absence of local home-based players is dissatisfactory.
It's high time we start giving local-based players the opportunity. Yes, we've gotten 3 new players in the Lions Den, but that doesn't really make me feel like those personalities that have been brought in are capable of replacing the likes of Lionel Ateba amongst other personalities who are playing in the local scene. In goal, we keep having the likes of Andy Onana, who is performing outstanding with his club, and Manchester United, despite a couple of issues with the side. We have a certain Davis Ipase who's not played any game for like 4 months in Aba in Saudi Arabia, yet he's still being called up to the Lions Den, whereas we have a couple of individuals in the local scene who could replace Davis Ipase at that point of view.
With the presence of some new players like Leon Belbel, Ivan Meunier, Faris Pemi, many are wanting to see what these new players can offer in the Lions Den.
With that sports story on the list of the 24-man squad for the Indomitable Lions ahead of the 2026 World Cup qualification, this is where we end today's edition of High Prime of Wednesday, the 8th of November 2023. Thanks for watching and good night from the same.